Yo, it's Alvy and welcome back to a brand new video here on my channel. And of course, welcome back to Alvy's Collection Week. And for today's episode, we will be going over my manga collection. If you know me, you know I've always been into anime, so naturally I was always fascinated by manga. Throughout my life, I've always been interested ever since I was a little kid, but I really got into it back in 2016, 17, and I really started collecting when I got my first job at my local library. There was just so many options to choose from that sparked my obsession, if you will, for collecting and building my own little manga collection, library, if you will. Before I show you my actual manga collection, I feel like I need to say that this is not one of my strengths, so I apologize in advance if I am not well at reviewing manga the way others do here on YouTube. I know there are many awesome and talented manga reviewers here on YouTube. I'm just doing this for fun and to show you all some of my other interests besides Pokemon, obviously. So yeah, without further ado, let's just begin my manga collection tour. As you can see, it's a very small library of manga, but also I'm not gonna get something just to get it. This is actually like manga that I actually enjoy. So I guess we could start in alphabetical order. I'm just gonna be pulling books off the shelf and then we'll just talk about it as we go on. So yeah, starting with After Hours. I do have the complete set. The series is only 3 volumes, so it is a very fun and fast read in my opinion. Sort of like how I would imagine a small DJ would want to dream of playing at EDC one day. I enjoy the EDM lifestyle, so this instantly caught my eye. It's a very fun read, and oh, there's actually a song called After Hours. I don't know if it relates to this manga, but I feel like somehow they go together. I won't play the song for copyright purposes, but I'll put the photo of the record here so you guys can take a listen and tell me if I'm wrong or not, especially towards the end of the manga. Just remember me saying that this song is like literally inspired by this manga. Okay, moving on. Astra Lost in Space. 5 volumes, complete series, very short series as well. It's a very fun read as well, but you do get confused at times, but you can't put it down because you want to find out what happens next. But you do really get confused if you set it down, take a few days break and then come back to it. You might as well just freaking start from volume 1 again because it just gets confusing. I don't know if it's just me, maybe I'm just a little bit, you know, like ADHD type, you know. Moving on to Black Torch. Definitely one of my favorite manga in my entire collection. I won't go into much detail explaining or reviewing the Black Torch manga series. It is 5 volumes as well, so a short read, fun and short read. One of those manga that I wish were made into an anime because the fight scenes are so freaking good that I would like to visualize them in actual anime form, as well as the comic side of it, the banter, the characters, then the fun, witty, you know, conversations that they have is just, I wish this was made into an anime. It's basically about this kid named Jiro whose family are ninja, and somehow he has the ability to talk to animals. And long story short, he meets this cat named Rago, or Rago, I don't know how you pronounce it, but Rago, who's some sort of monster, evil spirit kind of thing. Basically, Jiro fights this demon and loses, and Rago feels bad, so he fuses with him and then he saves his life. But now Rago is inside Jiro, which Jiro has these supernatural abilities now, and then they have to fight other spirits, other demons together. And then Jiro joins this team of other ninja type espionage people, and yeah, it gets really good since the beginning. I'm telling you, you'll get hooked since the first volume, and then yeah, it just keeps getting better and better. And yeah, this is just one of these mangas that I wish were turned into anime. It would be such a good anime. But yeah. Okay, moving on to what is my favorite manga of all time, Gantz. The perfect amount of action, suspense, gore, comedy, you name it. It has it all. I believe the series is actually finished, but the omnibus volumes, which is what I'm collecting, are still coming out till this day. I believe they're on to volume 12, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I'm not quite sure. I'm not caught up to date, but for now, my collection, I have up until volume 8, but as you could see by the wrapper, I have only read up to volume 5. And this did come out as an anime and
CGI
on Netflix as well, but the anime is so freaking good. But the only thing is that it's just up to volume 3 of the omnibus, so anything after volume 3 you won't be able to see it on anime form, which is a bummer because the anime was so freaking good too. A little bit different than the manga, but so freaking good. The manga might be a little bit more like rated R, so maybe that's why the anime adaptation was a little bit, cut short. But oh my god, such a good freaking read. It is very gory too, so just a heads up if you haven't read it and would like to check it out. It's very gory. Moving on, but also staying in the same realm of Gantz. You know how Marvel has the multiverse? And Pokemon now has Paradox and Ancient and Future Pokemon. Gantz G is like a parallel universe from the original Gantz, but it's pretty much the same kind of plot in my opinion. Not as good as the original, of course, but I feel like I have to give this another try. It's been so long since I've read this, and I feel like I need to give it a second chance. I feel like I was too harsh because while waiting for more of the volumes from the omnibus of the original Gantz to come out, I decided to give this a try, and I think I was expecting more from it. I was more into the original Gantz and I didn't give this a fair chance, so I'm gonna try to give this a second chance. And moving on, still in the Gantz universe, another manga that I didn't give much of a chance to, from the original creator of Gantz, Gigant, quite the rated R manga as well. The best way I could describe this is just weird. You have this kid that wants to write movies and is fantasizing about, adult film stars, and then meets one, but that person has some sort of supernatural powers and grows like a giant. I don't know, it's just very, very weird. But yeah, okay, moving on into what might be, scratch the mic, definitely is my favorite piece of manga in my entire collection in terms of the presentation, and that is of course the Tokyo Ghoul manga box set. Just look how freaking beautiful it is. I'm sure I don't need to talk about this manga. If you're into manga, if you're into anime, I'm sure this has definitely come across your list of mangas and animes to read/watch. But to those that have yet to see it or read it, I recommend you really do, because it's such a good both anime and manga. It's such a good read and it's such an enjoyable anime to watch as well, which is a good segue into showing my next box set, Tokyo Ghoul Re. This is a good read, and as well, the presentation is freaking beautiful. I might be in the minority here, but I just did not like the time skip, but it was really somewhat disappointing to me. But yeah, this is also a must for any collector, manga collector. Moving on into my collection, I believe you cannot have a manga collection if you don't have at least one of these books, and that is any of the Junji Ito story collection manga books. Smash and Shiver are definitely two of my favorite Junji Ito manga books. A lot of these mini stories are just disgusting, scary, and just so fun to read. That oil story in one of these books is so freaking gross that is just, you can't not read it. You're just locked in and you just want to see what happens next. It's so gross. Okay, moving on to the final series in my entire collection. I wouldn't be a Pokemon fan if I didn't have Pokemon manga, of course. And of course, I had to have the box sets. This box set is equivalent to the very first 2 volumes of the Pokemon Adventures Collector's Edition. As you can see, this one is from volumes 1 to 3. So it tells you right there at the back of the book to collect the original Pokemon Adventures. So that's that the set, the original box set. This is just a convenient all-in-one or 3-in-1. But even if you're not into Pokemon and if you're just a manga reader, I do recommend the Pokemon Adventures manga because it is very, very good, very different from the games and the anime.
Spoiler alert, Pokemon do die in the manga, which is quite sad.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for the manga collection. If you did make it to the very end, don't forget to smash the like button. Comment down below if you also collect manga and which manga from my personal collection is your favorite. And based on what I have, if you have any recommendations for me, let me know in the comments below. Maybe I'll check it out. Don't forget to check out yesterday's video as well as tomorrow's video. But with all that being said, I appreciate you for taking time out of your day to watch my video. My name is Alvy. Until next one, internet. Peace.